to the pick ban process. So right into it, I was going to go ahead and talk about some other things, but yeah, it's 9:03, so we're actually past a little bit. Let me just make sure everything's good to go. Okay, it looks like the Ahri first ban is going to come out. Vigar from Freljord, respecting Cerelius on the Buckaroos. So Hope having his Ahri banned, Cerelius having his Vigar banned, and the Syndra as well. Dan will not be allowed to play Melio. That is the champion that he's seen a lot of proficiency on his ranked climb. So be forced onto something else. He hasn't played it in week 1 or 2, right? He played Alistar, and then last week he played Gragas. So we haven't seen the Melio yet, but we will not be seeing it here for a 3rd week. And Alawi is banned out, and that means that Miso, the one and only, will be able to select the Misfortune. So Misfortune, Fear the Fortune, is picked up here. And you gotta assume that when you're leaving up a pick like this, you know, Miso, a one trick, getting the one trick, they have to have a plan, right? We saw the Demacian Justice had a great plan for the Vigar one trick in week 1. So Misfortune left up here. We'll see what the plan is. And Tristana Pantheon insta locked in. This could hypothetically be a flex Tristana into mid, but I believe this is going to be Tristana Pantheon in the bot lane, and this is a support Pantheon. So I'm actually really excited to get to see this because Bassoon has been on Enchanter duty in weeks 1 and 2, playing Lulu and Nami. Now, that being said, his Lulu especially looked pretty good, but getting to go onto his main pick of the Pantheon here, very exciting for Freljord. Alright, locking in Rel and Orianna here. The Bandle City Buckaroos are cleaning up what looks to be a team fight composition. We'll see what they rounded out with their jungle and top picks after the second points, the second phase of the draft. Freljord leaning towards Jarvan here. So Pantheon Jarvan, a little bit of pick comp. Orianna Rel Misfortune, the Wombo combo itself. And Freljord, yeah, the Nocturne, one of the ball delivery systems, right? Jarvan, another great pairing with Orianna. So a takeaway pick and a ban. I kind of like what they're doing here. He's copying you. Yeah, he is playing Jarvan. He is playing Jarvan. We'll see if he plays it as well. Or better. Or worse. We'll have to see. Set is banned out. A respect ban into Duck. Duck has had 2 set games. His week 1 a bit more, a bit more capable than his week 2. But still definitely worth a ban here. Amumu, another great team fight. I mean, the Amumu Misfortune is like, curse the sad mummy into the bullet time. A known combination here. And Victor is the last ban. So an interesting snag there. Aurora here selected. So this is very exciting. I don't know if this is going to be an Aurora mid for Hope. And if it is, it'll be the first time that we get to see Hope on the Aurora. It's either that or it could be an Aurora top, in which case it would be for Duck, and it would also be his first chance. So I believe for Freljord, this is a first-time Aurora for Freljord. And what do the Buckaroos select in answer? Jin Zhao will be picked up for Gem Z here. He's an adequate delivery system for the Orianna ball. But what is the top lane? It's going to be a blind top lane pick. I suppose they could always flex Pantheon into it. What does Matt select here for the Buckaroos? They've got the team fight composition with the bottom 4. Do they go full split push top? Or do they go team fight? And it looks like Scion, something that could hypothetically do a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Duck, on the other hand, hovering the Ornn. They could just play tank into tank topside. I actually really like the Ornn. I think Ornn is maybe Duck's best champion. Although his set has looked better and better, so, fair play to him. Maybe his second best champion. Still hovered, not locked in here. I think both of these teams got what they wanted. I think the Buckaroos are coming away with a team comp that works well. And I think that cut the music, get everything going. All right. And
do you expect to see any level 1s? We see a couple of on the way pings coming out of FF. Maybe they look for the invade. Maybe they're just saying which part of the 5 point they want for themselves.
You know, we went for a little level 1 last game, and we're one of the only teams. Look at this. There's another 5-point fan here, and
5 point, 5 point,
this
waving at their
this has
friends.
definitely been the meta that we've seen is the 5 point. So at least at least they're and ours was spotted out. I'm not sure what they did, but it might have just been a 5 point into ward and walk away.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we got warded,
yeah, definitely
but
definitely could be. Anything like really I will say I think Jason's tier start on Oriana is pretty risky, pretty greedy. Um,
he does have TP. So if he makes it to, let's say, 600 gold, he can get his boots, get his dark seal, right? Have that more traditional, like heavier AP item if he can make it to 650 gold. Um, I don't think he's gonna give up a kill to Hope in the first 4 waves.
I mean,
So
surely not after all the crap that he got last year, right? I mean,
oh yeah, getting
we,
1v1 by the Cassante, yeah, it's not happening again
we
this
were
year.
talking it up, right? The whole narrative last year was when these two mid laners faced off into each other, and they both solo killed each other. Hope ended up coming out on top. He got the first solo kill and he got the win. And I know that somewhere deep down, Cerelius will not let himself forget that moment. So definitely looking to try and little redemption here. He's definitely more comfortable on the Oriana than the Aurelion Soul.
For sure, for sure. It does look like both junglers started on their respective reds, no leashes, just
Yeah,
going for a full clear.
Bassoon with the level 2 mega chunk onto Dan. They don't commit anything else though, so as soon as that is done, they just kind of walk away.
Oof, and then a big trade on top lane.
Yeah,
That's a
but they're
nice
just
little
tanks. They're
CS
wet
lead.
noodles.
I don't know.
Oh,
That wet noodle is cut in half.
yeah. Duck is gonna need to find a way to stabilize here. Maybe he'll spend his first 400 on buying a ruby pot in lane or something like that. Oh, that's the third Q in a row that Matt has landed onto Duck, and the E lands through. Duck is in a lot
Full
of
charge.
yeah. He needs to figure something out because Gemsy is also on the roam up here.
Pathing top. It is a good dive angle because this is what we call for Matt a good death. If he can get the kill and Jimsy can get out without dying too.
Hope with a really aggressive play here onto Cerelius. Cerelius able to trade a command attack, command dissonance, and 2 auto attacks in, so it's actually an even trade. But Hope looking for these aggressive angles. Both of them taking teleport, no ignite, and that does kind of... I do, unfortunately, because of that, think there won't be a solo kill without a mistake. Um, but definitely with the early push. Hope with a small advantage in prio at the least.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing the runes come into play in mid lane. So we've got the more slow burn summon Airy compared to the more bursty electrocute. Electrocute does tend to win out in these lanes early because the base damage is so much higher. So if he can get those combos off on cooldown, he should start eking out a health lead into Aurelius and might even be able to force him into a back.
Empero's got about a 5-second advantage. He was able to clear and take Scuttle earlier, and they're both kind of hovering here. Empero, I mean, this is a very interesting... It seemed like a bit of indecision here, as we see Gemsy is going to look for the same angle too. So both of them collapsing mid, but Bassoon is the unexpected hidden factor here, and Cerelius will have to burn Flash, although the Flag of Drag is not going to connect. A Flash W in for Bassoon, and it's a first blood going over to Freljord and the Frost.
What a nice coordinated play from the support and jungle, making it happen, making sure no one goes too far under tower.
Cerelius behind. I think Cerelius should have flashed there, but at the end of the day, he held it, and he'll have it for the next fight. Gemsy and Matt now looking top. Duck with a big health advantage, but he is pretty much out of mana here. A big chain CC, but the triple Talon strike coincides exactly with the Scion knockup, so they're not able to layer that CC. They kind of waste it all at the same time, and Duck is going to get out without even burning a summoner spell. Stuck here in a latency moment. Where are you at? I'm at 54, 55, 56. Good.
6.
Okay, cool. All right. Hopefully we don't have another disconnect, but that being said, if you do disconnect, please /pause because we'd rather see good gameplay than disconnected gameplay, right? So.
Absolutely. It does look like Cerelius, instead of going for those boots and dark seals like I thought he would, is going to go for the double amp tone. He is trying to rush this Seraph's Embrace as fast as he can. See if he can stabilize the lane by getting items. So
Yeah, I mean, already already being down that kill gold though. I mean, if we take a look at the gold, he's down the 300 or so, 250 roughly. Dan
we
and
see a
Miso,
little
the
sneaky
flash
thing out of Dan.
engage down. It's going to go onto Bassoon, and then the Q is onto Beza. Miso trying to collect. Beza with a bounce forward. The explosion will come through, but Miso is still just barely alive, and Jemsy is there just in time. It's a double kill for the Buckaroos, and the bot side turns things around. Bandle City is up 2-1.
What a bush camp. It was
That,
nicely set up. They knew we would go for it. 80 carriers are greedy. We'll do it every time. And they're just able to collapse on Beza and Bassoon and get out without trading a kill back.
Yeah, that was
Great
a
play.
really exciting and a nice gank there from Jemsy just to secure it, because I do think Bassoon probably could have traded 1-for-1 and then maybe gotten out, but with Jemsy there, secured 2-for-0. It does give up topside prio, and so they are going to look for something here. Duck with another brittle proc onto Matt. What can he do here? Both of them level 6. He does. I mean, look at. They're close.
Pretty close.
They're battling it out. That's for sure.
Interrupt into Forge Breath. Wow. They're towing the line, calling for junglers. They are spam pinging their junglers.
Oh, that Q lands! No way that Q lands, and it's a flash solo kill, and that is feats secured for the Buckaroos. Matt with honestly a great W damage kill there. I didn't know W was gonna deal so much damage, but a really nice play, and he's actually gonna. It was an even lane, so now it is pushing away from him into Duck. Duck is gonna get there first. And might just be able to set up a freeze here. So,
all right. Question of the day: is that a good death? What do you think?
I do. I think so. He got feats for his team. He was able to like push out against his laner. Emperor was already topside. Like, there's a chance he was so low. There's a chance that Emperor just comes up there and kills him anyways. So, to get feats for the team and the kill, it's a good death. Good death, Matt.
It's a good death. Yeah. Good death, Matt. I do think, look at the mental damage coming out in Duck, though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's always the tilt factor, right? I wasn't even considering that. How tilted will he be now that he's been soloed up there? Reassessing the win conditions, though. I mean, this is the first game that Bandle City's had a lead bot side, and they're definitely going to want to try and leverage this. We do see Misfortune hitting 6 here, Rel hitting 6. They're ahead of their bot side. It looks like they might try and make a play onto the Freljord Frost bot lane. Dan pretty far ahead. That's the Magnet Storm down onto Beza. As the bullet time comes across, the barrier that wasn't used in the first team fight is used here. And Bassoon will try and land some return damage, but yeah, definitely not enough. That's a lost trade. They did survive the ultimates. That's both ultis down as Dragon is up, so they won't have him for this crucial Dragon fight. Yeah, what do you think? A good look?
I think it was a look. I think they were a little mistimed on when they could go for and who they could hit. But they did burn barrier for both their R's. I'd say it's an even trade, especially if they can have them up in time for that dragon fight that's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, junglers and mids meeting in a 2v2 mid, and it's called Crescent, right? Crescent Guard? Yeah, Crescent Guard expended at the cost of Jarvan Flash. So there still is Cataclysm here. And Hope, I think they're, pings onto Dragon. Beza's level 6. Ooh, ultimate use topside here. And the flash out of Duck, so Duck respecting that follow-up damage. I mean, both teams are pinging onto Dragon. I think we're going to see a big fight here, Josh.
Definitely. It'll be interesting to see if the top laners end up rotating down for it. And if they do, how is Duck holding his own ultimate going to, like, weigh into that fight?
Yeah, I mean, no teleport from either of them, so they would have to commit quite a lot, and having seen Matt play, I just don't see it happening. And he does back and he does begin walking topside. Cerelius massively chunked down before the fight even starts here. Gemsy low as well, so they do have an early numbers advantage, but teleport from Hope will come out, and this is going to kind of set things. If Cerelius can get it back in the teleport, they can maybe contest this, but other than that, I think this is Freljord's first dragon, and it looks like they're going to walk in, and Bandle City will cede prio here. Ultimate's almost coming up. What's the ulti timer? It's 7 seconds here. for Misfortune, so definitely a possibility. And we are beginning to circle the drain here as Gemsy is pushing him from top. It's an engage from Dan, a beautiful Magnet Storm across 3, and it's a double kill going over. Actually, yeah, double kill as
Double kill,
Gemsy
yeah.
picks it up. Beza, that's the W out. Nothing else he can do, and I do believe that this is going to be a chase down as Dan lands a nice stun. Little bit of damage here, and it's another kill going over to the Miso Misfortune. So 2-0-3 on the bot side. A great engage from Dan and Gemsy. Honestly, fantastic engage in order to find that massive bullet time.
Absolutely. That's what we were talking
flash!
about.
The shutdown! What Hope with the outplay there as he dodges the Dan engage as well. It's an ultimate in from Bassoon as he's gonna force flash out of Dan with that ulti. I mean, whew, I was trying to throw it over to you, but they just won't stop popping
They just
off.
won't stop. It's okay. We love these kind of games. Excellent kill there from Hope. The flash into ulti guarantee the kill onto the jungler. And then Bassoon coming in over top to get the flash out of his enemy support. Dan doing everything he can to make sure that he doesn't get CC chained to death.
Yeah, I will say so far, we know what Bez and Bassoon are capable of, but so far, it does look like Hope is really the only one for Freljord who's shown up in this game. I'd love to see if they're able to find angles as the game continues, but yeah, Hope has got to be pinging his team with the missing question mark ping. Like, where are you guys? What's going on?
Yeah, it is nice to see them pick up the Void Groves for free there. The uncontested gets them their first stack.
That's all 6 of them.
That's all 6. You're right.
Yeah, committing 3 topside here. I like this. Get the shutdown. Cataclysm used, but flashed out. So Matt actually, really nice job to hold the flash, force that,
Force the Cataclysm,
Yeah.
save the ult for himself so he can use it to get back to lane faster.
Yeah, a nice play. And Miso and Dan are going to try and just shove in here. No roam from no roam from Dan this game. He's staying with his bot lane, and it's working out really well so far.
Yeah, I definitely like this look for them a bit better. It is Miso's best champ, so that really incentivizes Dan to stay in lane, right? To let him get fed on his champ. But also with Bassoon roaming so much, it's Beza 1v2 in a lot of these fights, and he's just having to W away every time and hope he can outscale.
Yeah, absolutely. Bassoon got that first blood mid, and after that, has been looking for more, trying to find things, able to burn flash out a couple times, but hasn't been able to find another assist or kill yet. So Hope and Cerelius still battling it out. Hope is going to look a little engaged here as Shockwave comes out of Cerelius. Gemsy is here. I'm not sure Hope knows that, but turned around at the perfect time. Dan and Miso are going at it again as Bassoon will shield most of that bullet time damage. Great shield timing coming out of Bassoon, but it is going to be more pressure for the Buckaroos bot lane.
It is another double ultimate combo coming out of the bot lane. Can Freljord Frost bot lane find anything to do in that window, right? It's about 2 minutes that they have that window they can fight back, that the pairing's not nearly as strong as the Tristana Pantheon. So it's up to them. They got to find something. They have to find a way to get Beza back in this game.
Yeah, I like this angle from Bassoon to just like take all that damage and full reset. And now this is like they're sending Jarvan here. If you look though, here comes Xin Zhao as well, right? Like the junglers know there's blood in the water here, as both mid laners are playing the vision game here, taking out each other's control wards. Love to see that, right?
Absolutely. No control wards for me, none for you either. Top laners are duking it out, farming that damage number. Top laners have fake damage stats from an 80 carry, but look at them go. Constantly under 30% HP, fighting every CS. Like to see the competition.
Yeah, they don't need to be teleport ready, bro. They know that their teleport is for lane. Both of them know that, so they don't need to be ready to teleport into a team fight. Emperor's gonna look. The Flag and Drag will just miss Cerelius with really nice, cautious footwork there, able to just step it out. Didn't have to burn any summoner spells, so that's always good, right? When you can avoid, blowing a summoner spell on a gank.
Absolutely. It looks like they're looking to go bot, but they have been spotted out. Will they go for the tower dive anyways, knowing that both ultimates are down? It does look like they're taking it slow.
Gemsy's not there. I'm not sure what they'll do. Dragon is up soon. Let me pull up Dragon numbers. Yeah, 30 seconds on Dragon here. Matt just teleported top, so there's no
Oh, he ulted
Yeah,
top.
he ulted. Yeah. So
Yeah,
and
so he could potentially teleport down for this if he wants to in about 30
Dan
seconds.
misses the Q, but goes in with a crush down anyways, and we have an
Oh,
instant pause come through, which is definitely not ideal, as when we go live, Bassoon is in a lot of trouble. He has to flash out, shield out, and he will just burn down as the Ignite comes through. Miso trying to capitalize here as Emperor flash flag and drags, but Matt is able to time this out pretty well. Now Miso is in between his team. He's going to flash onto Beza, but he will get insta-cataclysm down. He gets buckshotted out, but I think he might escape. Hope is here with the teleport. The shockwave collects too, as I get some more lag. It's already a 2 for 2. Bez is here on the backside, still has flash, trying to analyze this in the middle. Cerelius level 11, trying to do what he can here, right off of the code teleport. So it ends up being a 3 for 2, and the Buckaroos will definitely take that. Matt gets top tower. Is that feats? That's feats. So the
that
Buckaroos
should
have
be feats,
feats
yeah.
there.
I'd say good death.
So that's really twice that he's, not inted, but died
Hey, 4
intentionally.
feet both times. He gets
4
almost
feats.
all of the wave. I'd say that's probably worth.
Goo death, says TJ. Yeah, I agree, TJ. It's a goo death. I wouldn't give that one the second D, but yeah, that's a goo death. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, not how I thought the Buckaroos would, go about getting their first early game lead, but they're up about 2,200 gold here. This is, I mean, things are looking good for the Buckaroos, and Freljord, they're not out of it, right? Like they can definitely still stabilize. They've got clear, abilities to look for picks with the Jarvan and the Pantheon. They've got the scaling. They're going to get a couple thousand gold when the ornaments come through. So not out of it yet, but they need to find a way to stop getting hit with the Dan and Miso double ultimate every time. And
Absolutely.
they've got to avoid all these big teamfight ultis.
Yep, Hope definitely very scary still on that Aurora. Once he's full build, Miso dies. Bloodthirster or not, ulting or not, that full combo kills an AD carry. So definitely still in it, can definitely interrupt any ultimate combo as long as he himself doesn't get caught. And then Tristana does outscale, goes up to some of the longest range auto attacks in the game, on top of being an incredibly good,
And a
strong
Utah's.
crit champion.
Yeah, and a Utah's, right? Like even down to the difference in itemization is showing, like, we can see that the Freljord thinks that that's their win con. They get into the late game. We'll see if they can hang on that far, because the Buckers have got this crazy wombo combo mid game team fight.
Absolutely, 3,000 gold up at 17 minutes is nothing to sneeze at, even if you do technically get outscaled.
Emperor's here topside, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to kill Matt, as it's ulti for ulti topside, and Gemsy's there just in case to cover. I mean, a couple people are having their best game of the year so far. I think Dan, Miso, and Gemsy are all playing better than they have in the LCC so far. As we see Bassoon go all in on Cerelius, the shield coming through, the shockwave, and he gets one! He gets a solo kill in a 1 versus 2, but a great shutdown. So both mid laners dropping at almost the exact same time. Nice little play there from Cerelius to at least take one with him.
Absolutely. A little unfortunate the money went to Bassoon, but late game Pantheon, he's not really a support anymore, so maybe it's not the end of the world. He is going that heavier damage Eclipse build as opposed to something like the Umbral Glaive, which you'd see more often on supports, or the Dead Man's Plate. He is going damage Pantheon, so maybe that gold's not so wasted after all.
Yeah, I think, on a Pantheon, when you're going like Eclipse, I think, 1 or 2 is going to help you get there, right? Yeah, so they'll be okay with that. It does shorten the... I'm not sure if they got a tower or something. No, I don't think that... How did they go from a 3k to a 2k gold lead? Just farming?
Shutdown. Shutdown farming.
Big shutdown, yes. Okay, so, yeah, let's check out the gold differential then. So Bassoon is still behind the rail on gold. It's about 1,000 up for Miso in bot lane, and then 1,000 up for Matt in top lane, but pretty much even everywhere else. So definitely a close one, as we see a nice engage onto Beziesta, instantly W out. Bassoon will get 3 Talon struck here, as they will look to finish this one off. Let's see if we can give it to a carry. It goes over to Gemsy, despite the Ignite going down. And that is a great kill secure to go onto a damage dealing character rather than the Rel. So great play here coming out of the Buckaroos. Nice catch.
Absolutely. It does look like we've got Voracious Otacon spawning top. If I'm not mistaken, that is the revive one, yeah?
I believe it is. I'm a little shocked because I feel like there's been enough action that I feel like it's been relatively kill heavy, right?
Right. They did just change the thresholds today or yesterday with the newest patch, so we should be seeing more of the Voracious Otacon coming out. But still, I think this might be our LCC first of the season. Oh no, it's our second. We had one other. It'd be nice to see if the teams opt into taking it. What can they actually do with that respawn window, the fake death window?
Yeah, I don't know where the prio is at. If it does feel like you don't want to take a fight at the objective, you want to take a fight before. And that's flash from Empro as Dan gets caught out a little bit, so he has to crash down out. So some of the engage from both teams being used defensively there. Dan crash downing out and Empro flashing out. Sorellis is looking over the wall, is going to find Beza and Bassoon with a gorgeous double shockwave as Gemsy goes in, but all of the rest of the Freljord Frost are here. Nobody is dead yet as Emperor will be the first to down. Gemsy finding Beza on the back, finding Bassoon on the back in a double kill. They continue forward as the Buckaroos pick up a fourth. It's a 4-for-1 in the team fight as Miso picks up one, Sorellis picks up one, and Gemsy with the double.
If you are rooting for the Frost, that is not the kind of fight you want to see. Matt is still on that side lane, taking that tower, 750 gold to him, and you just lost a 4v5. Definitely a rough spot. Not out of the game yet, but that's a big gold swing, puts them nearly 5k in the lead.
Yeah, that's the type of fight that when you're a scaling team, you don't want to take, right? Yeah, I think maybe they felt like they were forced to. They brought the extra numbers over, so it was a 4 versus 5 there. And maybe they thought that they could do it with the extra numbers, but yeah, just honestly kind of comp checked and a really nice play. And right now they're just missing kind of everything, right? Like the flag and drag from Emperor misses. Beza with a nice W over. I like how aggressive this is. Yeah, Matt knows he's gonna die here, and a big kill onto Beza. Beza's first kill in the match. That's actually pretty big. Let's get that just
Yeah,
on.
that is pretty important. Yep, that is one death that I would not classify as good. He took the tower. He tried to play around with Hope on Aurora, and then the whole team collapsed on him while his team didn't get anything done. Definitely a bit of an overstep, but he has an undeniable CS lead again that he's generated for himself and has taken both those top towers. Would not be surprised to see him head bot and aim for that last tier 2 tower.
Definitely a good death, 86 good, so we'll have to see. He's about to spawn and he does have teleports. This could be the one teleport that he sends into the team fight of the match. It looks like Beza on the reset there was able to finish his second item, the quick blades here, so and teleport in from Scion. So this is going to push them off the objective. Emperor is really the only one who's taken any damage here, but the Buckaroos will just gladly, TY for leash, and they'll just start Otacon themselves. They can't walk away too far here.
It looks like they're positioning
Beza's
around
separated.
for it.
This is a really bad spot for Beza. He needs to find a way in with his team. It looks like Sorellis is going to try and take advantage as he uses the shockwave onto Beza. Beza has to get out. The rest of the team is on the other side, though. That's already one down as Gemsy drops. It's a shockwave onto only one. Will that be enough as a big bullet time across? But they're all able to escape, and that's another one down. So Gemsy and Emperor, both junglers down, as Beza, with just a sliver of health, is able to buckshot away. Matt on the Scion, a big Q damage coming in. He's gonna slam the Pantheon into gray screen. Duck whiffs the that big knockup. Hope with a nice little dodge here, but Duck is gonna get chased down. It ends up being a 3-for-1, and Beza was so close to going down, and the Buckaroos just kind of sweep another team fight.
They did successfully stall the Otacon, right? Looking at the silver lining, we got another couple kills coming over. Anything that can extend the game is a good thing. Giving over 3 kills for 1 might not be the best way to extend the game, though.
Yeah,
doing a quick item check across the board.
I was gonna say, where are we at ornaments yet? I see Orn has his upgraded item. Yeah, we need to see we need to see those come through fast. We need to see some gold get on these carries for Freljord, because this is the time. Soul is up in 2 minutes. They can't really afford to not fight in 2 minutes.
Absolutely. We do see the ornament coming through for the Aurora, opted into the Luden's upgrade. It's a lot of ability haste. Should feel really good casting spells and enable Hope to build more damage items. Right, it's what his team needs. He shouldn't have to build the ability haste items anymore because of that ornament. Beza, however, his second item is actually a relatively cheap one. He's sitting on a decent chunk of gold for this point in the game, but he's got to get an Infinity Edge next, or he's not cutting through anybody. And then he needs an Infinity Edge and an LDR before he ever cuts through Matt. So it might be a while before we see this Tristana really pop off in these team fights.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out the lane assignment here, and I think Tristana's got a 3-item build and just isn't going to have time to wait for that 3rd item. It looks like Bez and Bassoon are going to match up into Matt. I'm not sure this is the lane assignment I'd like to see, and Duck is going to come over and try and sort things out here, take his lane back.
Yeah, we're in a nice little lull in the game. Any delay in time is going to be good for Freljord here. And so it's up to this next dragon fight, right? It's going to be Soul.
I think it's Soul. 55 seconds on Soul. We see that coming up. We see Cerelius in top lane. He is trying to maybe get a little bit of extra gold to finish this last item by. He's on a back now. Gemsy's on a back now. So the Buckaroos on this reset. Matt's on a back now. Yeah, so it's like a full team-wide reset, and they're getting ready to make the difference. Cerelius just a couple gold short here, only on 2 needlessly large rods, unable to finish Death Cap. Missing that 3rd item, honestly, that could make a really big difference here in the team fight.
It could be. It could be the difference between Misfortune walking away or getting to finish the ult, or not getting able to finish the ult, rather. Luckily, they do have Impro. Impro was our Smite Steel King last year. He had about 6 for himself throughout the season. So it'd be a nice time for a steal. Stall the game by another 5 minutes before you activate that Elder Dragon.
Yeah, and you can see that they really don't have too much vision on the side of the Frost. They are kind of all grouped up here. Matt really playing this, split push game a bit more. So we'll have to see kind of what comes out. Back is being channeled here from Bassoon, but they are going to cancel it. And yeah, ping's going down. It is a little bit of North American ARAM, a little bit of ARAM here. Not something that we're completely unaccustomed to. Cerelius shoving in mid. Dan looking for a bit of a play here. A nice little chunk there onto Bassoon before it starts. Bez is going to level up. And this is the sole objective here. So Matt is on a ward, doesn't know it. Cerelius on a ward, doesn't know it. Duck is going to channel ulti here. And he is going to be able to pick off Cerelius with it. The follow-up knockup missed. Bassoon with a flash in onto Miso. Good bit of damage onto Miso as they do kill Miso. Hope is very low on the side of the fight though. Is able to escape. It's a shutdown. 2 for none so far as Freljord is out team fighting, but will they just get stat checked as Gemsy, Matt, and Dan remain? It's a 2 for 2 so far as players from both sides go down, but neither of the carry for the Buckaroos is here as the engage into Naka will land. Hope smited. Hope will go down, and now it's Empro and Duck versus the world as Matt flashes forward, gets an auto, and that will be a double kill, and it's a 4 for 2, and the Buckaroos will secure the team fight and secure the soul.
What a fight. Definitely saw what the Aurora was meant to do there. Knock out the Misfortune, make it a more even fight, but the gold lead was just a little too much on those tanks.
Yeah, definitely was a clean engage there from Bassoon and Hope to dive so deep, but they had to sacrifice so much on the front side of that fight. So really nice play coming out. Honestly, like Gemsy, Matt, and Dan to not freak out after both of their carries were down and to still be able to pull it together and win as a team. Really nice, collective effort there from those 3 after.
Especially on that re-engage. Being able to catch Hope out like that with the Xin Zhao, make sure that he can't actively provide the damage that his 2 tanks need to kill the other tanks. Definitely a good fight from them.
Yeah, we see Last Whisper coming in for Beza, and this is I would imagine from his point of view he's just hitting Rel and Sion the entire game, so not a terrible item. If they're able to knock one of these down before the team fight starts, I can see that as going a lot better for them. As Matt is going to try and take this angle onto Hope. That's the little, bunny hop out. Ultimate is going to come out from Hope, the flash out, and so Hope will escape, but Bassoon ulting in to try and cover this, but he is just a support, and Matt is extraordinarily fed at this point. So they're kind of just slowly going in, and I think Matt is going to be able to turn this around, and he gets the kill in a 1 versus 3. What can Beza do? Is this Beza's angle to try and get the kill? He jumps out instead. Meanwhile, the Buckaroos are on Baron. So Matt is just causing so much silent pressure on this Scion.
Absolutely. We did see the unfortunate side effect of that Tristana build. I saw about 45 autos go into that Scion, and he walked away. It's going to be a while before he's able to actively cut that tank down.
Yep, we do see another ornament coming out, so the Yuntals is upgraded here. I expect the next one to go on to Jarvan, although it could go on to Pantheon. But I think probably Bassoon, just a little shocked at the amount of Scion damage that came out. He does have a lot of tank items, but he's got Tiamat in there as well, so he's no slouch, and he's pretty far up in pressure and in gold. About a 6k gold lead for the Buckaroos. They've got Soul here. Now, this is, I don't like to, I'm not trying to curse it or anything, but we do have to question. Certain teams have had leads like this in the past and they haven't been able to close out the game. Do we have any concerns on the side of the Buckaroos for that?
We have two. The first is items will come in eventually, right? They have to be proactive. It's on them. The onus for the game is theirs. The second is Elder Dragon comes up and you lose it, you could lose the whole game in 60 seconds. They still have to be diligent, ward it out, get those strong engages, and know that someone's probably going to die on that engage. And can the remaining 4 get the kill? Especially if Elder Dragon's what they're fighting over.
Yeah, Beza 3 levels down into Matt. Matt's got, how much HP? Matt's got 6k HP. He's getting chunked here, a couple hundred at a time. And that's going to be Buster Shot coming out. So, again, draws out a pretty major disengage for, Freljord Frost. That's really one of Beza's, he does have W, but that's really, aside from Flash, his only consistent disengage. Cerelius potentially getting caught out here as Cataclysm is going to go down. Flash comes out, but he didn't make it over the wall. The Shockwave onto 2, and they just turned the fight. Gemzy is able to pick up Hope, so Hope drops. Cerelius will go down. Duck is here, though, but Miso with a Giga Bullet Time over the wall, and this is going to be 4 going down as the Freljord Frost will fall. What a play from the Buckaroos as they pick up 4 for 1.
Fantastic collapse there from the Buckaroos. Everyone was there. Everyone was on the same page. We saw an instant teleport and ult out from Matt. Excellent Rel into Misfortune combo. While Cerelius did go down, he certainly did as much damage as he possibly could to both of his assailants and really enabled the team to kill them after.
Yeah, I think going Seraphs into a pick comp gives you that extra survivability to make plays like that, I think if he didn't have that survivability, he just insta-dies there. He might not even get the shockwave off, but the ability to get that shockwave off is really what made that possible. Gemzy coming in. Gemzy looks so much better this game than he has in the past. He's looking really good on the Xin Zhao.
Absolutely. The second week in a row we've seen it. Definitely a pick to look out for him. He's put in a lot of practice on it. You can tell just from the confidence in how he plays and in how the team plays around him. They definitely picked to enable him this game.
Is this what Whisper looked like? This had to be what Whisper looked like, right?
I'm sure he looked just as good. If not better. If not better. Right? Of course
yeah,
he does.
He's massive shoutouts. I think Empro, I'd love to see a couple of these flag and drags land, but you're absolutely right. 34 minutes in, they are down in gold. They're down 10k. We're starting to enter any fight territory, right? I feel like if Freljord is able to win 2 back-to-back fights, like an Elder Dragon fight, into the next Baron fight, that could just be the end of the game. So the Buckaroos cannot let up now. They cannot give up their advantage. They've got all the tools that they need and a 10k gold lead, so they need to just continue to try and apply this pressure. A ward there spots out Matt. Nice little ward there. And there's a pink contested vision here coming out. It looks like, this is what a shockwave angle for Cerelius.
Yeah, definitely not the choke you want to be walking into. I do want to point out Matt is at 5 items.
The fight is going
on the red
down
up.
though, as already in through. Here it goes. Cerelius and Miso are not on the right side of the fight, as a massive ulti from Hope will come across. The bullet time will come out, but not unable to actually pick it up. But Dan with a nice flash W lands in. The shockwave onto Empro. Duck with a big 3-man. So it's 1-for-1 so far, but down goes Empro, and now the Buckaroos will start to ramp forward. And that's another kill. That's a triple kill going over to Miso. Another 4-for-1 fight for the Buckaroos. Yeah, sorry. What were you saying? What were you saying there, Josh?
I was just pointing out 5 items to 3. I know which tank wins that fight now.
Yeah, 100 CS up. Matt on the Scion. We saw it last year, time and time again. It was one of the scariest win conditions in the league, and the Buckaroos are definitely showing up here today in week 3. They've got a clear composition, a clear strategy, and they are knocking down the Nexus towers. Bassoon is going to spawn, he's going to ulti in, but it might be too late as the Nexus will drop, and the Bandle City Buckaroos pick up their first win of the season, and they head to 1-2. Freljord will drop to 1-2. So congratulations to every team in the LCC now has